Hi, 92. Good morning. Is this Mayor Victorino?
Aloha, Kavika Vika. How are you doing?
I'm good. Had a nice Mother's Day yesterday.
You better take care of your mom and your grandma and your lovely wife.
Yep.
You had a few to take care of, didn't you?
Definitely. Also, sister-in-law and aunties and stuff, did a little doodling. The kids did some homemade cards because we couldn't quite go out and get Mother's Day cards. We got very, very creative, put it that way.
Yeah, and I think, when the kids look back on all of this, they're going to remember these special moments.
Yeah.
They don't know it's a pandemic. They believe it's just something different, and if you don't tell them that, they just enjoy doing what they do.
Not my kid, my 5-year-old. She sounds like an old Portuguese lady going, "No, it's the virus, Daddy, the virus." I'm like, okay. Well, how was your guys' Mother's Day? All good? Had fun?
Excellent. I actually took Auntie up to the graveyard to see her mom. You got to do that then. So we went up to Makawao Cemetery, the veteran cemetery, and put flowers, spent some time. And then we came back down and went to Mikey's house and had dinner there and spent Mother's Day at Mikey. And Mikey cooked the entire dinner.
Woo!
No help from nobody else. He cooked everything himself. Main thing, moms are happy. Guess what? We are happy, aren't we?
Yep. All right, let's get into our reopening phase today, retail stuff. Tell us what we got to know, Mayor.
Well, this morning, certain retail outlets will be opening up, both freestanding as well as part of the shopping center throughout the county of Maui. What I found is some people could get prepared and ready to go today. Some may need another day or so. My response to everyone, open when you're ready. I think that's the statement I would make to any retail outlet is open when you're ready. You want to be out there, but you want to do it right. Sanitation, distance, social distancing, spacing your store out is going to be really, really important. If you have a 6,000-foot square store, obviously you can do a lot more than something that's 600 square feet. And so I want people to understand, really, we want them to open up. We believe it's time, especially in the area of retail. However, be safe. We cannot risk another outbreak. And, that's my biggest concern. If we don't do it right, we could go back to where we were.
So when we talk about outbreak, do you have a solid number as far as what an outbreak is?
Well, remember when we were in the double digit as far as new cases here in Maui?
Yeah.
I would have considered that an outbreak. We were surging. Now we're leveled off. We had one new case over the weekend and one new case over the last 7 days. Now today is another day we haven't got a report in yet. However, we have leveled that curve. And so we want everyone to understand they did it. We put the policy in place, but many people follow that policies, and that's why we were able to level the curve, and we've reduced the risk factors with spread, I should say, using the risk factors calling spread. And spread is when there's one infected person, and they get out there, and they can infect 10, and that 10 can affect another 50, and that 50, and, that's a spread. It's important not to let that happen. If you're sick, stay home. If you're sick, please don't contact others. Don't, try to self-quarantine yourself at home. These are little things that make a big difference in the end.
I want to go back to I'm not going to use the term lack of communication, but that's the only thing I can think of between you and the governor. Now, is this a situation where it's Maui County only? If you see an outbreak, then it's going to put a halt to the new schedule? Or is this a statewide thing we're looking at?
Well, we're trying to coordinate through the state. And the governor has asked that we work together so that we're more in concert than helter-skelter. Mm-hmm. However, if we were to get an outbreak here and all the rest of the county the rest of the state was okay, what we'd have to do is maybe put travel restrictions, not let our people leave, so they could not contaminate others or infect others. There's a number of things that we'd have to do if a particular county was to have an outbreak or a surge all of a sudden of a new cluster. And clusters are like probably the tens. That was the term that the Department of Health used, in the tens. And so that's why we're all monitoring. That's why travel is still very, very regulated at this point, even inter-island.
So what was the reason why Maui County had to wait till today?
Actually, it was my call.
Oh, okay. I see.
It was my call. In fact, if you read the Star Advertiser, I think it was Saturday or Sunday's paper, many businesses on the other islands, Hawaii Island and Kauai, weren't ready to open on Thursday of last week. Okay. I felt that many of our businesses here would have the same problem. They weren't ready. They didn't set up their stores. They didn't get enough sanitizers. They weren't totally prepared. And I wanted to make sure that we didn't open in haste, because haste makes waste, and I don't want people to waste their time or money doing things and then stepping back and saying, oh no, we got to start over again.
Very good point. Travel restriction stuff. I'm sure the quarantine, is it true they are going to extend it for a little longer? At
this point, I can be honest with you, we have not made a decision. Okay. The May 31st is still the decision that's out there. That's the last proclamation. And we haven't made a change in that proclamation. And unless the governor and the mayors concur, I don't see it going longer than that. However, if there is anything that goes wrong in the interim, yes, we could extend it to June 30th. It could be extended at any moment depending on the situation around us.
You're talking about like Transpacific Connections and how those areas are.
Those won't be changed. They won't be changed because until we have a method in place where we can check people coming in from Transpacific. I was referring more to inter-island, but let's go with Transpacific first.
Okay, got it.
Transpacific, they're coming from all over. Mm-hmm. Whether they're coming from New York or Louisiana or Seattle or L.A., where there's still many cases that are evolving, we want to know if that person is healthy or not before we let them in. So I agree with the Lieutenant Governor. Some method of testing 72 hours before they leave to make sure they're COVID-free at that point. And when they get here, they'll abide by strict rules of contact. Wearing your mask, just like everybody else has to do it. The guests, our visitors would be required to follow the same policies that we ask of the residents.
Got it. Any more updates on the HELP program that you guys have put into place with MEO?
Oh, it's going well. Right now, they've processed, I think, 1,200 claims, and they're moving right now. I think something like $700,000 has been distributed already. There's more to be done. I mean, the process is a little cumbersome, but they're getting better at it. And so it's been a big help for people to pay rents, pay mortgages, pay utility bills, buy food. It's been a godsend to a lot of people. But like everything else, there's more that needs to be done. But I'm looking forward to the CARES Act. Right now, Maui County is looking at $66 million coming in to be utilized in many various ways or various priorities. However, with that being said, we've got to be careful that we utilize the money properly, utilize it to help our people. Mm-hmm. And rental programs is a part of it to help rent subsidies for the people who are laid off. We still have over 30,000 laid off people here in Maui and Maui County, and we've got to make sure we take care of them to the best of our ability.
Definitely. Any more food distributions coming up?
Yeah, we're looking at one more Thursday. This coming Thursday.
Okay.
And at the Memorial Gym, more information will be coming out. We're very, very fortunate, and I'm working with the food bank, Feed My Sheep, the Salvation Army, in trying to help them get protein items. We have a lot of vegetables, and we have a lot of other items that are coming in, or we're buying locally, or we are producing locally. But protein, canned goods, meat, those are becoming a lot more difficult to get. And so we're trying to make sure that we take care of our people in a even-keeled manner. And it's becoming a little difficult because in talking with those various agencies I mentioned earlier, they're not getting, and I mean, we want to buy it. I mean, we have the money to buy it, but they're not getting it because it's very scarce, and the demand has grown all over the nation, just like PPEs, the personal protective equipment. That's also high in demand. So these have made it a little more stressful for the distribution chains that are not providing what we've had in the past, and which means if we don't have it here, it's pretty difficult to help people with. Mm-hmm. So again, we're going to keep helping our farmers. Again, vegetables are good for everyone. Maybe a little more meat would be helpful, but we'll work on it, and I'm working on two different political as well as our congressional leaders to see what they can help us with.
Awesome. All right, 4 p.m., we got another update with you, official press conference on more developments and stuff today?
And maybe at that point, I can give you a better idea how the openings went today for the various retail outlets. Awesome. And other services that are being provided. And that way, all of us will know better how this opening today went on.
Okay. Mayor Victorino, again, thank you for checking in with us Monday morning. Mayor Check-In. Really appreciate your time.
My pleasure. God bless you and your family and all the families out there. Stay safe, stay healthy, and aloha.